Hello, and welcome to today's video. My name is Itoa. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. Thank you so much for your support. So today, what are we going to be talking about? So today, I'm going to be talking about some of the things that came as a shock to me when I had my baby. I mean, you get a lot of advice, people tell you things, you read about a lot of things, but there are some things that I never expected it. I never, I never expected it. So we are going to be talking about it. If you're a mom like me and you can relate, please just let me know in the comment section. And if not, if there is anything that just comes as a shocker to you, just also let me know. I'm really looking forward to reading your comments. So first of all, when you are pregnant, everybody is just taking care of you, asking how you are, how are you doing. Yeah, people get up for you to sit down, people ask if you want to drink water. It's just like you just feel like a queen. Have that baby, just go ahead and have that baby. Nobody has your time anymore. Like, it's like the focus just moves away like this. Like, it's like they just put you aside from one corner to the other corner. You're like, I'm here, I exist, like I'm a person. Like, if, like, can anybody see me? It's so hurtful that people call you and they say, hey, I don't want to speak to you. Let me see the baby. And you're like, the baby cannot even talk. Like, the baby cannot do anything. So am I no longer important? That's like the number one shocker I had after having my baby. The second one is nipple pain. Like, I don't know how to describe it, but the pain gets to your skull. Personally, I began to have this fear. Like, when it's time for my baby to feed, I become so afraid because you can't allow your baby starve, but the pain just seems so unbearable. Like, it's just so unbearable. When people tell you that, don't worry, it's just a couple of days, 5 days, 10 days, everything is going to be normal, you can't believe them, because what you are going through at that point is like you feel as if that pain is going to kill you, honestly. But the truth is, it actually just lasts a couple of days, after which everybody is fine. But those first few days, my God. People talk about the pain of labor, the difficulties in pregnancy, blah, blah, blah. Specifically, this nipple pain. People don't talk about this. And if they do, like, very few people actually talk about how painful it is to breastfeed your baby at the initial stage. But the truth is, within a couple of days, everything is just back to normal, and you just kind of adjust. Like, you adjust not because you get used to the pain, but because the pain actually disappears. And that was like a big shocker to me. I remember my mom telling me that, don't worry, within days now, this thing is not going to work. And I'm like, Mom, you don't know what I'm going through present. Like, I'm not talking of days to come, I'm talking of what I'm going through right now. Like, right now. The next one I want to talk about is dressing for breastfeeding. See, there's supposed to be a class. They're supposed to teach new moms how to dress for breastfeeding, because that thing is not easy. You put on a fine dress and you dress your baby, and you remember that, I'm going to be out for more than 2 hours, more than 3 hours. If this baby wants to eat, what do I do? Will I raise up everything? Like, how do I go about it? Because dressing for breastfeeding is not easy. Oh. And the painful thing is, when you get your maternity dresses, they're all covered up. They're all covered up from your head to your toe, and you can't use those ones to breastfeed. It's not possible. Like, you have to get new things for you to be able to easily breastfeed. And the annoying thing is that when you go into shops and you see the quote and unquote breastfeeding outfits, they are ugly, they are so hideous. It's like, for God's sake, I don't want to look like I just came out of the labor room. I want to still look fresh. So why are you giving me this kind of things to wear? People need to say it out loud. It is not easy to dress up when you have to breastfeed your baby. The next thing I'm going to talk about is sleeping on your sleeping on your stomach. Now, when you are pregnant, they tell you that you can't sleep on your stomach. You have to sleep on your you have to sleep on your side. Actually, yes, you have to sleep on your side, preferably. Or I don't know if it's right or left now, I've forgotten. You see that first sleep on your stomach after giving birth. Sweet. You know, the funny thing that happened to me was after I had my baby, I was still in the hospital. You know, I just came out from the restroom and I just lay down. And immediately my mind was like, you know, it's like it has not gelled that you've had your baby or you're still pregnant. I just jumped. I was like, oh, I've had my baby already, so that means I can actually sleep on my stomach now. And it was beautiful because normally that is how me I used to sleep. So having to do the side O for months and then finally being able to sleep on my back, it was actually really like it was a big relief. I just felt so happy and so I just felt so happy and so like, oh, finally I've dropped the weight. Next thing I want to talk about is this. This is actually like an advice to other people, parents, intended parents, everybody. Don't tell anybody that your child is a good sleeper. Don't tell anybody that your child sleeps well. Because the minute, see, as it's coming out of your mouth like this, it's like it just mysteriously goes into the air and something funny just happens and your baby just stops sleeping well. Like I made that mistake. I remember the first time I had like 4 hours stretch with my baby and I'll come here, how is the baby? How is she doing, baby? Is she sleeping? I'll say, yes. If I should sleep very well today, she slept for 4 hours straight. Hey, hey. Somebody should have told me this, but nobody did. Like, oh, she slept for 4 hours straight. I'm so happy I had 4 hours uninterrupted sleep. Blah, 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 blah. That night, that night, ay, 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 that night, God Almighty, it was like, did I jinx it? Did I like? Did I put something in the air that just see? That night she did not. She didn't sleep. She didn't sleep. Like I had to wake up multiple times. It was like, please, don't tell anybody that your baby is sleeping well. How is your baby sleeping? Good, fine. Don't go into details. Don't say 4 hours. Don't say 5 hours. Don't say she's such a great sleeper. I'm so blessed. Just say fine, good. Just keep it like that. Pyong pyong. Just end it there. Please, I beg you. I beg you. The next thing I want to talk about is that your instinct gets stronger. Like there's this kind of communication that happens between a parent. I don't want to say a mother now because I don't want anybody to come and tell me later that you're saying mother is only the mother that is is it only the mother, what of the father I heard. To avoid that, let me just say parent. So there's a kind of communication that goes on between the parent and the child that is just I'm thinking of the right word to use right now. It's astonishing, honestly, because you know when the baby's cry is for sleep, when the baby's cry is for tiredness, when the baby's cry is for a diaper change, when the baby's cry is for hunger. It's just amazing how your instincts just get stronger. Like you know exactly what your baby needs at each point in time. Even though the baby doesn't talk, there's a kind of communication that goes on between the baby and the parents, and it's just so beautiful to see. A lot of times we worry, like before you have your baby, you worry, you're like, how am I going to take care of this baby? What am I going to do? Am I capable? All those kind of things. But trust me, your instinct gets, it's like they get so good. Like let the baby doesn't yeah, it doesn't, oh, this yeah. If it's yeah, is cry for food. If it's yeah, if it's yeah, it's cry for diaper change. If it's yeah, it's cry for sleep. You get it. I don't know if that, but truly, your instinct actually gets stronger. You just know exactly what to do, and believe me, you are the best person to take care of that baby, and that is why God has blessed you that way. There are times when you'll be asleep and your baby will turn or your baby will cry, and you will wake up. You will just know when to wake up. Like honestly, God is great. The next one I want to say is that your heart gets bigger. Like you just have all this love and devotion and softness for your child. Like you look at you look at your baby, and there's this joy. It's deeper than joy. It's a kind of sensation that just makes you so soft, so so chick chick chick. know, before you have your baby and you look at your circle, you look at your partner, you look at your friends, you look at your family, and you see the kind of love that you have for them, and your child comes, and you don't love them less. Your heart just makes room for this tiny human that you've not even known for up to how many months, and it's just so precious. Honestly, it's precious, and I'm really glad that I'm experiencing this. Even though they're small shege, but I'm really glad that I'm experiencing this. And this makes me ask a question. If you're somebody that has more than one child, please let me know, how does it feel? Because I look at my daughter now and I'm like, is it possible to love another child the way I love this one? I mean, if you have more than one child, please let me know exactly how it felt when you were expecting your second. Like, I just want to know, because I'm like, some people have two, they have three, four, and I'm like, how? Like, one person would just have all this love for all these tiny, tiny human beings. Like, finally, one of the things they don't tell you about motherhood or parenthood actually is that you have a new respect for other parents. It just comes. It just comes. There's, I don't know if it's a popular saying, but I know I heard it a lot growing up, that when you go through pregnancy and you go through labor, you have a new respect for your mom. But it's not just your mom, honestly. It's other parents. When you see other parents with their own kids, you respect them because you know exactly what they went through. You know exactly what they are going through. You know exactly, like, even though the experiences are different, on a surface, on a base level, actually relatable. Like, the baby cries, the baby eats, the baby needs attention, emotionally, physically, financially, and every other alley there is. You can actually understand what this parent is going through. So that is another thing that nobody actually tells you about. When you have your own child, you have a new respect for other parents, and you be like, this is what this is what people are going through. Like, how are they able to survive this? Every one of us just needs like a pat on our back, because you're able to relate to them. When people tell you, this is how it is, it's just there until you know until you until you're inside. Oh my god. So that's all I have. If there is any other thing you would like to add, please just drop it in the comment section. Thank you so much for clicking on today's video. I know you have forgotten to like it, so please just like. I know you've forgotten to subscribe. Subscribe, and do share to other people, and do share with other people also that you feel would enjoy this one. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye bye. She's a force to be reckoned with. Yeah, she's one of a kind.